Hey there, welcome to the Kisaki. I'm Lakal here and this is the third episode of the series on how to trade Forex. While you're watching this episode, if you have any questions or doubts, please put them in the comment section. Or else you can reserve a time slot to have a quick call with me for free to clarify any of your queries by visiting the URL thekisaki.com/connect. To get notified right away when a new episode gets published in this channel, don't forget to subscribe to the Kisaki and enable alert notifications by clicking on the bell icon. Alright, let's get started. In the previous episode of this series on how to trade Forex, we discussed what are pips, what are pipettes, what is leverage, how leverage works, what is margin, how margin works, the risk of margin trading, and what is liquidity in a trading account. In this episode of the series, we are getting one step closer to trade Forex. In the early stage of Forex trading, people had to call the dealing desk of the Forex brokers or send fax messages or in some cases emails to place buy or sell orders to the market. Though it had continued for a really long time, it was an inefficient process. Price records and not being able to place orders just in time and accessibility to market data were against the traders during the old days. With the evolvement of technology, traders were introduced to online trading applications which made it easy for traders to place their orders to the market within seconds. This simplification made things much simpler and easier for the traders as they could view the prices and place the orders to the market whenever and wherever needed without depending on another stakeholder in the middle of the process. With the liquidity in the Forex market, trading apps had to be efficient and robust to facilitate large number of price changes within a second and to accommodate fast order execution. Trading community has seen all types of trading apps for the last couple of decades and some had terrible bugs and some were really slow. Then there was a new series of applications introduced to the Forex community by a company called MetaCodes. The app series was named as MetaTrader. MetaTrader apps are almost perfect and they cater to the traders' needs very well in almost all the cases. Earlier version of MetaTrader was named as MetaTrader 4 and the latest version is MetaTrader 5. MetaTrader 5 had minor changes into the functionality compared to MetaTrader 4, but there were a lot of changes done with the expert advisor related functionality in the MetaTrader 5 compared to the MetaTrader 4. Both versions are highly appreciated by the trading community compared to the other apps that was in the market. Because of the trader demand, a lot of broker companies started adopting MetaTrader trading application stack much faster than expected. So every online trading solution needs a connectivity from a liquidity provider and a market data feed to allow traders to trade Forex. MetaTrader is also no different from that. Liquidity providers and the market feeds were mostly supplied by the large banks like Barclays, Goldman Sachs and etc. However, the liquidity providers and the market feeds providers are getting different from broker to broker. The faster the trading apps can take the data to the traders is really important to ensure low records and faster trade execution for the orders placed by the traders. In this episode of the series, we will be looking into installing and accessing MetaTrader 5 trading application stack. Let's start with MetaTrader 5 desktop application. Let's get to the desktop version of the MetaTrader 5 application as it's the most comprehensive and the fully fledged version of all. You can go to metatrader5.com and click the option based on your computer. As I'm running on Windows at the moment, I'm gonna choose Windows as my operating system from here. It will take a second to download the app to your laptop or desktop PC. Once you download it, you can install it by following the setup wizard like you do with any other software application. Once you install the application, you'll be asked to log in or create an account. Once you sign up by creating an account or sign in with an existing account, you can land on a bare screen like this. This will be the default view of the MetaTrader 5 desktop application. But you can make this view more appealing and more functional to make efficient trades. These are the chart windows, and you can customize them whichever the way you want it with the colors you want. Below is the toolbox. This allows you to see the active trades, account margin levels, and the trade history as well. This is the navigator option that's available in the MetaTrader 5 application. And this will be the watch list. You can customize the chart intervals by using the period options here. You can open trades using the shortcut here on the charts or using the new order button right there on the top menu. You can customize the charts by right-clicking on the chart and going to the properties and changing the colors of the candlesticks, background, foreground, and etc. As we are diving deep into each feature that MetaTrader 5 offers us in late episodes, let's mark it the end for MetaTrader 5 desktop application. That's how we can install the MetaTrader 5 trading application in our Windows PC. But there could be cases where we cannot install a trading application on a device that we are using. In such cases, we can use MetaTrader 5 web terminal to access the Forex market. With MetaTrader 5 web terminal, what we only need is a computer or a smartphone with a web browser. We can access the Forex market without needing to install the application on our device. Let's look into the MetaTrader 5 web terminal now. To access the web version of MetaTrader 5 application, you can go to metatrader5.com and click on the web terminal right here. Then the MetaTrader 5 web terminal will ask you to create a demo account with just a simple button click and land on the web terminal of MetaTrader 5. With the first impression, it might look like a hybrid version of the MetaTrader 5 desktop application and the mobile versions of MetaTrader 5. This is the chart area where you can do the analysis and view the price action in different intervals. When you open a trade, you'll be able to see the active trades in this section. When you click on this button, you'll be able to see the trade history of that particular account. To open a trade, you can click on the new order button and open a trade accordingly. Using this section, you can create a custom watch list with the instruments that you prefer to trade. You can access the MetaTrader 5 web terminal through a laptop, desktop, or a mobile device using a web browser without installing it on your device. There could be situations where we need to access the Forex market with our Android or iOS devices. To access the Forex markets with an Apple device or an Android device, we can download and install the MetaTrader 5 application on our devices. Let's see how we can download the MetaTrader 5 onto our Android device or iOS device and how to use the application. You can use MetaTrader 5 apps on your iOS and Android devices. You can use Play Store or App Store to download the application and install them on your device. Once you install the application using the Play Store and App Store, you'll be asked to create a demo account. Once that's done, you'll be able to see a screen like this. This is the quote screen. By using the features in this screen, you can create a watch list to keep monitoring the prices of the currency pairs that you want to keep an eye on. And this will be the chart screen. From my perspective, the most important feature on the app. Things are slightly different on this particular screen for Android and iOS versions of the MetaTrader 5 app. On the Android version, once you tap on this screen, you'll be able to see the intervals, chart settings, and many other important features that you can access. On your iOS device, when you tap on the screen, you'll be able to view the options where you can enter into a trade, add indicators to the chart, and access chart settings option. Chart intervals will appear when you click on the M1 text on the top left corner, and you can choose the intervals of the charts as per your preference. Once you click on this button right here, you can enable quick trade options in the chart itself. So it's much easier for you to make trades when you see an opportunity. Once you click on the button right here, you can experience a slightly advanced order opening shortcut where that allows you to select the order type and the ability to set the take profit and stop loss parameters, which we'll be discussing in the next episode. In this screen, we can view the active trades in our trading account, the balance, equity, and the availability of free margin of the trading account. You can open a new order by clicking on this button right here as well. More into that in the next episode. This is the history screen where we'll be able to see the past trades and the summary of the past trades that we have placed. Just like the chart screen, the last option is slightly different from Android and iOS apps. In Android, you have access to the messages screen where you'll be able to see the messages from your broker related to the trades and other news. However, in the iOS version of the app, you'll be able to access the settings through the last option of the navigation menu. Once you click on this hamburger icon on the Android version of the app, you can view other shortcuts including the option to manage multiple accounts if you are maintaining multiple accounts with one or multiple brokers. And that's how we can use the MetaTrader 5 trading application stack using the devices that we have. So in this episode of the series, we talked about the history of Forex order placing, most commonly used trading applications in the market, MetaTrader 5 application stack, how to install and use MetaTrader 5 on Windows, Android and iOS devices. If you have any questions regarding the points that we discussed in this episode, please feel free to comment your question in the comment section. Or else, if you need a free consultation, you can schedule a quick call with me by visiting the URL thekisaki.com/connect and reserving a time slot. If you were able to learn something new from this episode of the series, please consider subscribing to the channel. To get notified right away when we release a new video, please don't forget to enable alert notifications by clicking on the bell icon. You also can follow us on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. Our handle goes as kisaki.finance. And it's a wrap then. Hope you enjoyed it and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and take care.